The Trump administration imposed new tariffs of around 10% on over 80 nations, according to reporting by Anna Swanson for the New York Times. The tariffs ranged from 10% to 12.5% and took effect at 12:01 a.m. on Friday, replacing a global 10% duty that lapsed at the same moment. Mr. Trump issued that earlier tariff in February after the Supreme Court struck down duties he imposed last year. The move provides fresh evidence of Mr. Trump's intention to transform global trade, despite numerous court challenges and protests from U.S. consumers and businesses facing higher tax bills. Over the past 17 months, the administration has cycled through trade law after trade law as it tries to build a system to shield the U.S. economy from foreign competition. The duties were issued under Section 301 of the Trade Act of 1974, which allows the president to impose tariffs on foreign countries that engage in unreasonable or discriminatory trade practices. The administration has cited the failure of foreign countries to pass or enforce laws banning the importation of goods made by forced labor into their own countries, saying that disadvantages U.S. businesses that do follow such laws. Canada, which is subject to a 10% tariff under the arrangement, already prohibits importing forced labor goods. The European Union, also at 10%, has a ban scheduled to take effect in December 2027. But Trump officials say those governments have not effectively enforced those laws. The United States has arguably the strongest restrictions on forced labor imports of any country. It has prohibited the importation of goods made with slave labor for nearly a century, though it still allows prison labor under conditions that labor organizations consider coercive. In 2021, the United States passed a law banning imports from a region of China where it had found forced labor to be rampant. The Trump administration also pushed Canada and Mexico to adopt a prohibition on imports made by forced labor as part of prior trade negotiations, and 10 other countries have committed to bans as part of trade deals negotiated over the past year, a senior administration official said. Critics say the United States, too, has shortfalls on its labor protections, and some argue the administration has seized on forced labor as merely the most convenient way to reimpose tariffs struck down by the Supreme Court. Peter Harrell, a visiting scholar at Georgetown Law School and a former Biden administration official, noted that the small differential in tariffs suggests the policy is more about leverage than labor standards. That's the latest on the Trump administration's new tariff regime. Thanks for listening.